Hey friends, welcome back to the Renewed Homestead. Ben and Denise here, or Denise and Ben here. Here we are back out in our garden, and
It's starting to snow.
You can see the snow coming, but it's a perfect day to do what we're doing.
So we are actually working on feeding the soil. So, yep. One of the ways we're actually feeding the soil is with alfalfa, but there's some other things that we're going to be doing. But why am I using alfalfa? And I'm about to spray you all kinds of alfalfa, aren't I?
Hey, I can use it too.
Yes, but why are we using alfalfa?
Why are we using alfalfa? Because it is a great plant with very deep tap roots that pick up those trace minerals, bring them up to the surface and into their leaves and their stems, and then we can put that right back on the soil and then
feed it.
And feed it.
Yes. Now it is really difficult to find non-GMO alfalfa around here. Are you eating the alfalfa?
Yeah.
Why?
Not bad. It's good for you.
Okay.
I want deep tap roots too.
Okay. One of the reasons, so we're using non-GMO alfalfa. It is almost impossible to find non-GMO here. It's also impossible.
Just to find it in general. It just doesn't grow in the mountains very well. It's not that kind of a plant.
And I looked even a couple hours from us, and we just cannot find anything that's not genetically modified. So we decided to go with a non-GMO alfalfa powder to get those nutrients back in the soil. Guys, if you're having issues with your plants, right? If your tomatoes aren't producing, you're seeing a lot of blight, you're seeing a lot of diseases.
Or insects.
Or pests. The issue is your soil. It's nature's way of telling us there is an imbalance in our soil. Now, there are obviously things you can do. You want to get the beneficial insects in. As you can see, and you know, we've done this in a prior video, we still have plants up so that those beneficial insects have a place to overwinter. So there are things you can do in plant pests like nasturtium. The squash bugs don't like nasturtium, but ultimately you've got to address your soil. We purchased this place. We knew the soil was depleted. So we are working on just getting those nutrients back in the soil. And every year when you garden, you pull up those nutrients, right? You use those nutrients in the plants that you grow to feed yourself. So every year you have to come back and feed it. So we are feeding with alfalfa right now. It's one of the things we're getting spread out, and we will do this with our other two gardens as well to start feeding them. But there's other things that we're also doing.
Well, we're not only feeding with the alfalfa right this minute, we're also feeding with the snow.
Oh, that's true.
Because the snow, as it falls, does collect nitrogen, just trace amounts of nitrogen. So that lands on this and helps soak into the soil.
Yes, and we're doing this now because we've got a big snowstorm coming. So this will help actually, all the moisture will help push this back into the soil, push it into the soil.
Right. But what you're also seeing is the wood chips that we've put down, the wood chips from the chicken coop and the duck coop. And let's see, what else? We've got rabbit poop on here. If you've got rabbits, if you do nothing else but put down rabbit poop.
Sorry.
I'm being chased by the alfalfa lady.
Sorry.
Anyway.
So, we've got grass clippings.
Right.
Because we don't spray our grass.
Right.
So we've got grass clippings on here. We've got torn up leaves, and you want to make sure your leaves are torn up, obviously, because they won't break down if you don't.
And the other workforce has been in here too. Our birds.
Oh, our birds, yes. Yeah. We've got chickens in here.
Chicken scratching, ducks pooping.
Yep, and we've got, like he said, we've got the rabbit poop with hay. Now, the hay is going to have some seeds, but it's a great way to get carbon back into the soil to really nurture that soil. So we're doing multiple things to try to help it.
Yeah, but the hay isn't going directly on. The hay's been through the rabbit coop. The rabbits love the seed heads, so they're eating most of that down anyway. So that's that many less weed seeds, if you will. Weed's just any plant growing where you don't want it, so less weed seeds in here. But then of course the rabbits poop and pee on that hay, and that comes out here, and cat fight.
Fighting.
So
yeah, so there's multiple things that you can do to feed your soil. And at some point in the last 100 years, we got away from organic matter on our soil. And organic matter is what feeds our soil and what makes it healthy and what produces healthy, vibrant plants. And so there are multiple things you can do. You can compost manures, horse manure, cow manure. Those you do have to compost for several months for two reasons. One, they might have chemicals in them, but number two, if you use them too soon, they can burn your plants because there's just too much nitrogen in it at first.
right.
So you can use manures as we've done. We've got rabbit manure and hay, which does not have to compost. It's one of the greatest things you can do. That's one of the main reasons we have rabbits.
Yep.
You can
And
do things like this.
And they're just so cute
And they're so cute.
and tasty. You knew that was coming. But back to, you made the comment, for some reason over the last 100 years we got away from doing that. Well, dare I say, and dare I anger a few people, we got lazy.
Well, that's true.
I mean, that it is a lot of work for the farmers. What they used to have to do is you'd go up to your barn, you'd muck out the stalls, you'd bring all that poop and stuff out. Then you'd have to carry that down to your gardens or your fields or whatever and spread that out. It's a lot of work.
That is.
It's free because it's already there. But, hey, if I can go down and buy, 10 50-pound bags of fertilizer and scatter that out, well, that sounds a whole lot easier to me. But, again, you're only getting those mineral elements that are in that fertilizer. Everything else, nope.
Well, and we've gone to using a lot of chemical dewormers, which are also really bad for the soil.
Right.
And that's another reason why you have to let it compost, is to let that die out, or else you get it on your gardens and you could start killing the worms and the beneficial insects that are in the soil.
And then you're back to square one.
Yes. So there are a lot of things that you can do. We also use comfrey teas, and in the spring when it's a little warmer, we're actually going to start using a Jadam microbial solution with potatoes. So we will bring you along for that. It's just a little cold right now for the good bacteria to really thrive.
Yeah, we have enough stuff in our library trying to grow.
Right.
You really don't want to bring in comfrey teas into the house.
No, well, I'm talking about our gardens.
Right, but to get the solution ready to be put on the garden.
Well, no, it can go outside.
Isn't it too cold?
That's what I said. It's too cold right now. That's why we're going to do it in the spring.
Oh, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. We've got too much in we're saying the same thing. We get to the.
What's that all about?
The two roads that we've taken to get down here, we usually meet in the middle at some point.
Yes, no, the Jadam microbial solution is better outside if you can do it.
Yes.
Because it's a potato, it's not with comfrey. But we also do comfrey teas.
Which stinks.
Which we'll be putting on here as well. We've actually put down comfrey leaves as a chop and drop. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of options that you can use, so you don't necessarily have to go outside and put fertilizers down. Find non-GMO alfalfa powder. It's a phenomenal source for nutrients for the soil. Compost, we got a pile right there that's cooking. We got another one in our chicken coop, which will go down. So we're just trying to get it ready. And why right now? Because it's going to sit over the next few months until we start planting, and all of that's going to have a chance to actually break down.
Yep. And don't forget things like saving your kitchen scraps, your coffee grounds. If you look around, there's quite a few coffee filter papers, because those break down into the soil too. The worms love them. But
worms love coffee.
We throw the coffee out there, and the dog loves comfrey.
Yes,
Are you grazing on the comfrey again? Did you find a little green patch of it? Yeah, Loki's a good boy. So, all right, well, so yeah, it's about to start really coming down on us, and we wanted to get this out here and show you that even though everything's kind of dormant and asleep for the winter, there's still work to be done.
Yes, you want to start preparing your garden now for the spring, because it will have a few months to break down. And the better your soil, the better this is going to break down. So if, like, say you start your garden, you start putting hay down or alfalfa or, whatever it is, if the first year it doesn't break down really quickly, that's okay. And if you notice, like in the third year, it's really breaking down, that's a good thing. That just means you have so much life in your soil. It's actually eating all of that up, which is exactly what you want.
Yeah, and maybe you could go in and link the the potatoes in the straw video, because you can see when we planted our potatoes that first season, we put down straw, then we put the potatoes in and layered the straw up over that. By the time, 3 months later, we started pulling that back,
Yeah.
all that straw was broken down into nice, beautiful black soil, and just in that short period of time. And that's exactly what we're trying to recreate through here with just additional stuff besides
So you
just
want
the
me
straw.
to go back and find that video now?
I could find it for you. You know what? Actually, you, the viewer, find it first and link it for us.
No, I got it. It's all good. I'm just giving him a hard time.
Because I'm good at creating work for her. Ooh, look at the soil, though. Look at this.
Wow. Show that.
That soil is just coming apart. Oh.
So, but we wanted to take you along. We're just getting this done before we get a good amount of snowstorm, just so we can really let that alfalfa sink in. We've got another thing of rabbit poop to put out. We might get that out, we might not. I mean, guys, you don't necessarily have to do this all in one day. If you're really busy, do a little bit at a time. Just get it started now, because you want a few months of that breaking down. But like us, we've got part of this done, and then we had to stop because of the calf and everything else we've got going on, and we've got a lot going on with the charity right now.
Yep.
And if you want to know more about the charity, I'll put a link in the description.
Yeah, they got a lot of exciting things going on with
yes.
that. A lot of big things coming.
Yes. So, we do what we can. And this upcoming week, I'll have a whole day to actually work on this, but we don't always get whole days to do this. So just do what you can.
Well, and I'm probably the chief offender of this, but when you come out and just do a little bit in your garden, whether it's, whether you're pulling a couple of weeds or spreading a few handfuls of the alfalfa, whatever it is, just that accomplishing a few little things each day. When you go to bed, you don't feel like, oh, it was just a waste of a day. I went to work, punched the clock, came home, ate dinner, watched a program, and just wasted a whole day. There's little pieces of accomplishment in there, and like I said, I'm the worst offender at that. I can get 20 things done and still feel like I didn't get anything done, and I need to remember that.
Yes.
And we are really blessed to be here and have all the opportunity that we have, and we definitely enjoy sharing that with you all. So, I know, a little sideline conversation, but anyway, all right. So,
but we're gonna get this done.
And we are still on baby watch. Tilly looks like she's gonna have triplets. She's the sheep mama, and Summer had her baby, and Dolly. I'm interchanging those names, but Dolly looks like she's ready to pop, and we're real curious about the birthing date on that too. So. But as always, we're on baby watch.
Yes, and then starting next year, we've changed all of that. We are planning on babies in March or April. So that means, obviously, with the sheep, it's going to be
separate.
Sheep and goats. Now, our goats are good. They're not due till March. But the sheep, everything will be separate until the fall. So we've learned a lot over the last couple of years.
Well, to our credit, these babies aren't our fault. Those cows came to us pregnant.
That's true. Yes.
So,
yes.
we don't. Well, unless Dolly might not have her baby until March, in which case it's Coco's baby. If she has it before then, most likely it was an Angus bull that she got loose and got hooked up with before we got her. So we're real curious when we have that baby. So
yes. But
anyway, so we're gonna get this done. I know her hands get colder before mine do, and mine are getting cold, so we better get you going. Besides, she's got editing to do.
yes.
Okay.
All
Anything
right.
else?
Nope. I think we're good.
All right. Well, I did want to mention, you might have gotten some Christmas money from people. The new year is about to start, which means you'll be getting tax refunds. Some of you are just very on the spot and get your tax refund right away, which is very smart. Investing in a freeze dryer is not a bad idea. I mean, it's just another way to preserve food that won't, once it's done, you don't have to have electricity or anything. We have a link in our description for the Harbor Strike freeze dry freezers. We love ours. Just something to consider. And of course, we still have Hori Hori knives. So if you got Christmas money, definitely want to buy one of those.
Yes.
You know, nobody wants to start the new year without a Hori Hori knife.
Yes. Yes. We need to wrap it up. You're going long.
Fine. She, like the air right now, she thinks I'm windy.
Love you.
Yeah, sure.
All right, folks. I guess we're going to wrap it up now. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. Hope you have an amazing New Year.
Yes.
And here's to praying that 2024
It's a better year.
is a better year. And
I think we're buckle up. Buttercup.
buckle up, Buttercup.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
But
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
we're praying that maybe some of our worst fears don't come true. So anyway, all right. Well, take care, everybody. God bless. We'll see you on the next video. We're going to wrap up now because I'm getting witty. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Make it so.